Hi, welcome to You Don't Need 10. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. Thank you for coming. If you've been following along, you know my name is Katie Wyman. I'm trying to be better at saying that for anyone who doesn't know who I am. Katie Wyman. I'm a mom who is, in the short version, an advocate for my child and trying to do everything that I can to bring awareness to mental health and anything that my daughter might be suffering from, or anyone. Just talk about things more. So these are blog posts that are now audio recordings because there was some feedback that some people would rather listen to them. So for the last however many weeks in a row, there's been a new blog post and a new audio recording. And then I'm going all the way back in time to the very beginning and starting with blog post number 1. And recording those as well. So today is one of those days where I'm going back in time. I'm going back to November 30th of 2021, so well over 2 years ago. Paisley would have been 10, and so take that into consideration when you're listening to this one. So this one's called Fear, and it was posted to the youdon'tneed10.com website on November 30th. How often do we let fear dictate our next move? How often does fear stop us from doing something that we really want to do? Go somewhere we want to go. Have something we want to have. Why is it that fear can stop us from doing something we actually really want to do? There can be many different versions and forms of fear, and some comes with anxiety. I had a grandmother that was so afraid in life that she was unable to live. Fear has stopped many people in the last year from living. We had our final fitting for Paisley's new true limb today. A joyous day. We finally approved a socket and made decisions. After we approved the socket, William asked if we had time today for a 20-minute test. It's a test on the socket to see if it actually does work for her. You wear the socket with a weight on the bottom for 20 minutes and then check back in with him to have him look at her arm and ask several questions. I told him we had time for this, so she wore it around the house. I tried to have her stay busy with it, not just sit on her tablet for 20 minutes. We made her bed, picked up her room, watered the plants in her room, etc. She complained through this entire process and whined incessantly about not wanting to wear it. After we got back on the meeting with William, he asked her how it went, and she told him miserable. He exchanged several comments with her, and she acknowledged that these are all things she thinks will get better over time, and her arm will adjust to having the true limb on it. He explained she will gradually adapt to it with wearing it certain times of day, as well as get into the OT process and train the arm to do the things she wants and move the way her muscles move. Her arm now is not used to having compression of any kind or even hardly having clothes on it. She wears a lot of short sleeves or baggy sleeves. He asked her a lot of questions about fit, pain, numbness, reaction, etc. He examined her arm thoroughly and decided it was nothing to worry about. We had a final socket picked out. So remember, this is, over 2 years ago, so take that into consideration. But at this time, we were well into the true limb process. Been at it since the middle of June that summer. Talked about it a million times. Watched many videos on how the true limb will work. Had many conversations together and with her therapist about how it will make her feel. She's asked at least a couple dozen times when it will be here. She's been involved and excited. I've been excited but nervous. She was putting too much pressure on the idea of getting a new arm and one with fingers that move. I've mentioned that here before and to her therapist. Today Today was the first inkling I've had that her feelings have shifted. It's starting to feel real to her, and she is nervous. She wore that weighted socket around today, and it made her think and feel. She's afraid. She has every right to be afraid, be nervous. This is huge. I believe the next part is also scary. It becomes real and hard. Next it comes here, and the hard work comes too. The adjustment to her arm, the OT time, and the frustrations. She has seen warning signs that this is going to be hard. By the grace of God's schedule book, we had therapy this afternoon after the socket fitting. It was a hard appointment, and she didn't say much, but the feelings were obvious. Her tone changed a bit too. She voiced she doesn't need this. True, she doesn't to survive, but she's been wanting it. Then they discussed a version of needs and wants, but not the frivolous shopping kind the kind where you think about what you want in life. I have a lot of feelings this evening, but one thing for sure, I hope fear doesn't weasel its way in here any further and the excitement can return. Fear has stopped many, many people in life from really major things, and I pray that's not going to happen here. We did, however, narrow the color choice down. I stepped out of the equation, and with Sarah's guidance, she chose a color. So double check on the to-do list for today. So that was, I think, blog post number 12 that was originally posted November 30th, 2021. And if you're up to speed, you know that the latest blog post number 40, it was posted to the website on May 14th of 2024. So coming up in the next couple days, there will be blog post number 141. So thank you for listening.